What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We're about to hit 5,000 subscribers. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. I gave away 24 winners and 6 losers in the last 10 days. Yesterday was another loser. It just seems like nonstop losses in the last couple of days. But again, we were on a 20 and 2 run, and then it's kind of been shitty from there. So there's a lot of regression right now. I mentioned this in the last couple of videos where when you're on a hot streak, you cannot just think that you're going to keep winning. So I have a few key lessons that I've learned over the years of doing this. And I went back and looked at some of the stuff that kind of messed me up. And these are not excuses. These are actual reasons why, things to look at. Every one of my bets, I actually track it. And I have to know why I either won the bet or I lost the bet. Player props, I still track them, but I don't go deep into why they lost or won and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to get into the key details of why I think some of the stuff has been happening. And whenever I do this, we actually bounce back and come back harder. So again, 24 and 6 on the free picks. If you haven't done so, go to the link in the description, click on free picks. I'm going to give you guys a strong play that I really think is one of the stronger plays on the board. I'm going to break down 5 quick games. I'm not going to go into all the details. I skipped a lot of the stuff. All right, guys, very quickly, let me just talk about what happened yesterday, and then I'll get right into the plays. I'm going to just give you a quick breakdown, just a mental set of what happens, especially on a losing day like yesterday. So the free picks 24 and 6 run. I did show this screenshot yesterday on yesterday's live. You can see how many plays were here. And then I hadn't even gone into the money lines and stuff like that. So I did have about 14 or 15 plays, which is way too high. And that's already a big problem, because if you had a losing day like yesterday and you had so many plays, it can actually blow your account or, blow your bankroll. It is what it is. It's a learning lesson still. Even I've been doing this for years and I still mess up. I'm only human. So just be careful when you have too many plays like this. It's a huge risk on my part. So here's what happened. The Yankees and the Reds, the Yankees had actually whooped on them 5-0 the day before that. I took the Yankees that day. They ended up winning. We had a good day. And then the Reds came back and they whooped on the Yankees crazy, 10-2. The whole day, I had been noticing that the Phillies were looking good. So again, I'm going to give you the breakdown of why I think we lost yesterday and what has been happening in the last couple of days. These are not excuses. These are reasons. And I track everything, so I know exactly why, what I did different, what I was looking at different, what was happening differently, anything like that. So let me get right into that, and then I'm going to give you guys the play that I like for today. So the Phillies right here, they were standing out all day. This is the strongest play that I was looking at the entire day. So so you can see they won very easily. They came 15-3. Now, I had way too many plays like I explained. One thing that I started to notice is in the last couple of days, a lot of the plays are very, very obvious, and they were very, very easy. So on paper, they were super obvious and they were super easy I showed you the screenshots. If you see my videos, everything seemed to line up, like 6 out of 6 things were lining up. Everything lined up perfectly, and then they end up losing. So one thing I'm noticing is that the bet percentage and the money percentage, if that is literally together, the public is all over it, and the money and the bets are all in line with the sharps, I'm gonna take a strong consideration on not placing that bet, because I've noticed this in different sports also. When the public and the sharps align together, and it's over 90% of the bets and the money, it just seems to go to shit. I don't know if you want to call that being rigged or whatever you want to call it. People call that being rigged. I don't believe in that stuff, but I mean, when stuff like this happens, I have to be more alert about it. So the other thing I noticed is that I was doing lives. So instead of sitting down, normally the way I work is I actually run through all my process, and then I come into the live, and I already know what direction I'm going in. I haven't done that in the last 2 days, and they've been losing days. So I've been coming on the live, and I get a lot of viewership and stuff like that. It really helps the channel. But the problem is that I come with no direction. So I come in, I say, hey, this is what I'm looking at. And then I kind of break down the games. And then my biggest mistake was not verifying those plays. I would actually just throw the plays out there. So again, live versus sit and verify. So what I think I'm going to switch from now on is actually still going to come on the live, but I'm going to say, hey, these are not verified plays. Even if I like it, even if I see that everything looks good, I'm not going to verify those plays until I actually sit by myself and look at this and verify it. Then I'll throw it into the VIP, or I'll say, hey, I really actually do like this one, but be careful or whatever. So that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed in the last couple of days. All right, thanks for sitting through that. I'm going to explain that one game that I actually like. I'm actually going to break down. There was about 5 games that I really liked. I actually broke that down, and I'm going to give you the 2 strong ones that I really like. I'm going to give you 1 confirmed play. The rest of the stuff is in the VIP. So let me get right into it. So the first thing I looked at is the sharp line monitor. I'm not going to go through this today. I go through this every other day. But basically, this line move, it tells you where the lines started and where the lines are going. So right here, you can see the reds are actually going in a massive, they opened at a plus 115. They're currently at a plus 102, but now they're actually coming back towards the reds at a plus 100. So you got to be careful when you see stuff like this, where it's actually moving crazy in one direction and then it comes back in the other direction. So just be careful with that. You can see the regression is coming on the Yankees. They started at a 115. They're currently at a 102. So that's actually going in the Reds' favor. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see it actually stands out right here. The other one is the Giants. They started at a 128. They're currently at a 133, and they're still dropping. So that line is dropping in the Giants' favor. Now, once we get into the projections, you can see the Reds are supposed to win 4 over 3.5. Brewers are supposed to win. The Tigers, the Rays, the Astros burned us yesterday. The Royals, the Rangers, the Pirates burned us yesterday. Athletics, Dodgers, Mariners, and Phillies. So those were actually just the projections. Now let me read through some of the notes that I had for the 5 different games that I broke down. And then I'm going to give you the very strong play that I really like. I'm not going to break down the entirety of that one game, so I can make this video shorter, because I know it is a holiday, or not a holiday, but Father's Day. So I have to go meet up with family and stuff like that. So let me just kind of break it down very quickly, and then I'll give you the play right after that. So right here, the Cincinnati Reds, like I showed you, they went from a heavy underdog, and now they're becoming either close to a plus 100 or a favorite. There's a lot of indications that the Reds should be winning this game. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I don't like the line. It started at a plus 120 or something like that. It's currently at a plus 100. I was going to get it back at a plus 1.5, meaning that they could lose the game as long as they don't lose by 2. But the odds are too heavy. So I'm not considering that just yet. If nothing else comes up, then I might just take that. That's for the Cincinnati Reds. Now, just be alert, like I showed you on the other screen. The Reds did whoop on the Yankees 10-2 yesterday. Now, the Brewers have been burning the hell out of us for the last couple of days. Today, they came up as a play today again. I ended up skipping it because there was a lot of contradictions and stuff like that. And it actually says that you should be looking at Atlanta now, because they have a better pitcher, better batting and stuff like that. So I skipped the Brewers because of those reasons, that there's too many contradictions in that game. Pittsburgh Pirates, they had Paul Skeens on the mound yesterday. You see, they were supposed to win. Everything lined up. They came up as a play today again. I'm just skipping them completely. The Rockies have been on a roll. They're at home, and they're actually number 1 on OPS. I've been skipping that fact, thinking that it's because of inflation, meaning that they've been playing at home, so they get a lot more hits. But they're still actually ranked number 1 on OPS, meaning that they're getting on base a lot. So even though that the Pirates are supposed to be winning this by 2, they don't have the strong pitcher that they had yesterday, and Colorado still whooped on them. So I'm staying away from that one. The Dodgers, they're just way too heavy, and they've been burning us. If we've been watching any of my videos, they've been burning us pretty much for about a week now. We've pretty much broke even on the Dodgers overall this season, but you can see they're supposed to win by 3 right here. They were supposed to win yesterday. I explained why they were so heavily favored and things like that, and they still ended up losing. So right now, today, they're supposed to win this game. It's supposed to be an easy win, but they had Yamamoto, which is their best pitcher, yesterday, and they still lost. So one of the things is that it's too heavily juiced, especially when this projection is 7-4. So I'm skipping that game as well. If we look very quickly at the sharp plays right here, it does tell you to look at the Reds, just like I had mentioned. It does tell you to look at the Pirates, just like I mentioned. Seattle, the only thing that I don't like about Seattle is that the line is moving in the opposite direction. So the sharp line is actually moving against them. Everything else lines up. I'm skipping it because, like I said, I'm being more strict with my plays, specifically because after a losing day, I just take back the time and I look at exactly what happened, why it happened, and I'm more careful. So you should be looking at the Mariners. If you want to take a look at them, I'm going to skip them for today. All right, guys, finally, we're getting to the play now. So right here, the Giants are supposed to whoop on the Marlins. You can see there's going to, now surprisingly, I was actually surprised to see this, that Miami Marlins are actually number 10 on base percentage in the last 7 days. I did not expect that because they've been losing games. But the Giants are actually 7. So they're both top 10 on getting on base. Now, think about this. If they're both top 10 on getting on base and the Giants have a much better pitcher, then who do you think is going to win? You know, if the better pitcher can hold the better, you know, the weaker batting, then it should be an easy win. Also, the pitching overall in the last 7 days has been better for the Giants. And offense is better, like I just mentioned about the pitching. Defense is not so great. Last thing I'll mention on this game is it says that the Giants are projected to go under 5 runs compared to projected to go under 4 runs for Miami. Now, out of the 12 categories for stats, I'm not going to go into all the details here, but basically San Francisco leads 8 out of the 12 categories. And the pitching edge right here is Webb is dominant, just like I mentioned, Logan Webb. I'm not going to get into all the other details, but basically what I'm taking is the Giants on the money line. You really want to consider the Mariners today and the Reds. I'm going to see if the line stays consistent with the Mariners. If it continues to go against them, I'm not touching it. The other one is going to be the Reds. It depends on if the line continues to move in their favor. I might just take the Reds. I'm not sure on that yet. But the play I'm giving you officially here for the free pick is going to be the Giants on the money line. My channel, I'm going to give away the 1 month for free. I've been kind of putting it off a little bit. I did say that I'll be doing that randomly. So today's going to be that random day. So let's take a look. I know there was an outlier here, which went to about 100. Yeah, this one. So 1,200 views, 7 and 1 yesterday. And we're at a 20 and 4. So I'll pick this video right here. I'm going to go to the random comment picker, and then we'll see who's the random comment. And here's the winner, guys. Scott. What's up, Scott? So this guy has been with us for a long time. I really do appreciate you that you're here. This is going to give you 1 month for free in the VIP. So make sure to leave me a text message. Say, hey, I'm the one that won the 1 month for free. Send me a text message right here. Say, hey, I'm the one that won the 1 month for free. I'll give you access to the VIP for 1 month for free, which is a $200 value. Thank you so much for everybody that has participated in that. If you want to win, you get your chance. It's going to be a random, either 1 week or every 2 weeks or something like that. I'm going to be doing this where I'm going to give away 1 month for free in the VIP. The only thing you need to do is make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like, make sure you comment. If you comment and you're subscribed, then you have a chance to win 1 month for free in the VIP, just like Scott did today. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers. Let's have a great day.